This video is supported in part by Retro Days, a place for nostalgia nerds to gather, share memories, chat, and engage. Go to retrodays.com or check their YouTube channel linked below.
If you're a science fiction fan from any generation, then you know about Dune, the novel by Frank Herbert that was published in 1965. If you're a Gen X, then you probably also know about the Dune movie that came out in 1984 that was, generally speaking, not very good.
Boo, Wendy Testaburger, boo!
Well, there's a new Dune movie scheduled for December of this year, and I'm going to tell you why you should be excited about it.
Don't you know that you're a grown up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown up.
Hi, and welcome to GenXGrownUp. My name is Mo, and I am a GenXGrownUp. Before I get into my reasons why you should be excited about this new movie, I wanted to tell you about the reasons I really shouldn't be. It would not be a surprise to anybody who has known me for more than 5 minutes that Dune is one of my all-time favorite novels. I had a paperback that doesn't have a cover anymore and literally fell apart because I read it so many times. I was pretty excited when I heard that they were making it into a movie back in the 1980s. I knew about the attempt back in 1973 by Jodorowsky, and that's a story unto itself, and maybe I'll make a video of it in the future if there's any kind of interest in that. But there was no way that I was not going to see this movie as soon as it came out. So I stood in line with my friends in the freezing December New York City weather in 1984, and the movie was horrible. I have to tell you that I'm not one of those people who thinks that a movie should be exactly like the book, but I can tell you, even by itself, the movie was terrible. And I know that a lot of you understand that feeling when a movie doesn't live up to your expectations. So jump forward to year 2000, and the Sci-Fi Channel produced a 3-part miniseries of Dune. And while it was better than a movie, it also honestly wasn't very good. I mean, they managed to make a book that I literally couldn't put down when I first read it. Boring. Jump to today. I heard a rumor on the interwebs.
All the Twitters, I know them.
About a new Dune movie, and my first thought was, ugh. But as I read more about it, I felt those little twinges of hope. So I kept digging, and despite myself, I am really excited about this movie, and here are my 5 reasons why you should be too.
Reason number 1. The book is freaking awesome.
There is a reason that this book is considered a classic. If you like the intrigue of Game of Thrones, this has that and like more. I'm talking about ancient Rome, I Claudius level maneuvering and deceit going on here. You like epic battles like in the Lord of the Rings movies? This story has that, but at a far less exhausting level. Do you like Jedi mind tricks? Well, where do you think George Lucas got the idea? And most of all, if you like giant worms, again, where do you think that idea came from? If this movie can deliver all of this, plus the great characters in the story, it's going to be amazing.
Reason 2. The movie scene has changed since the 80s.
Back in the 80s, the idea of doing an epic 3-hour movie was pretty much unheard of. I mean, there were a few outliers, but generally speaking, the big movie producers in the theaters didn't like movies that ran over 2 hours. I mean, think about it. The longer the movie, the less show times, the less you can get in a day, so less money you make. Today, I think we're a lot more comfortable with having long movies, and even movies that span multiple releases as long as they deliver something entertaining. The movie coming out this year, however, is going to be 2 separate films, which the director insisted on, and I'm going to go more into that later. So I'm hoping for not 1, but 2 awesome movies from this book.
Reason 3. The director gets it.
They got Denis Villeneuve to direct this film, and you might know him from his movies like Sicario, Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049. And from everything I read so far, it sounds like he gets it. First off, he insisted that it had to be 2 films. He said that the story was too complex and the level of detail needed to tell the story properly could not be done in a single film. And it looks like he's going to be faithful to the book to a point, and I don't have a problem with that. As I brought up earlier in this video, books and movies are 2 completely different types of media, and what works for one does not always work for the other. And he got some heavy hitter writers to work on the screenplay with him. Between them, they worked on movies like Forrest Gump, House of Cards, Prometheus, and Doctor Strange. But the most important thing to me about Villeneuve is that he was already a fan of the book long before any of this started. Before I get into my last couple of reasons, I would really appreciate it if you just take a second, click on that subscribe link below. That shows us you really appreciate our content and lets you know whenever we release new videos.
Reason 4. They're already working on a spin-off series.
In the Dune universe, one of the major powers is a group of women called the Bene Gesserit. They are very prominent in the novel, and I assume that they will be in the movie as well, because the events of the book happened due to their manipulations that have been going on for hundreds if not thousands of years. HBO is coming out with a miniseries called Dune: The Sisterhood, which is about the Bene Gesserit before the events of Dune. That itself has the potential to be like a freaking amazing series, and it's meant to be a companion to the movie. I can't think of any other instances where they created a movie and a series at the same time for the same world. And if you know of any, please let me know in the comments.
Reason 5. The cast.
Oh my freaking god. Every actor seems to be perfect for the roles they're doing. I mean, here is just some of the actors. Dave Bautista, I mean, really? Oscar Isaac, most of you recognize him as Poe in the latest Star Wars movies. Josh Brolin, I mean, freaking Thanos. And he was also Brandon in the Goonies, which John still has not seen. Jason Momoa, for Christ's sake. Stellan Skarsgård, who you've seen in the Marvel movies, but I mean, he was also in great movies like Good Will Hunting. Rebecca Ferguson from The Greatest Showman and Dr. Sleep. Zendaya. If this movie fails, it will not be because of the talent involved. Now, the main character of Paul is being played by Timothée Chalamet. I honestly don't know much about him, but I will totally forgive the pretentious extra accents in his name if he does this role justice. There you have it. If this doesn't get you at least curious about this movie, then I don't know what else to do. I mean, I love to read comments, so let me know your thoughts, fears, expectations for this movie. And after this releases in December, either we'll all cry tears of joy or sorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, you made it to the end. If you liked this video, the best way to say thanks is to watch one more. Here are a couple suggestions that you just might enjoy. And if you love our content, maybe consider becoming a Patreon supporter by following the link on screen.
Unacceptable for grown-ups. Your dinner cannot just be french fries.